Property agents might describe small homes as cosy or quaint. But in cities where space is at a premium, when is compact really a euphemism for cramped, and charming just code for confined? Do housing crises push more of us into shoebox homes? And at what point do the walls start closing in? The UK has some of the smallest homes by floor area in Europe, and they're shrinking. The biggest houses were built in the 1970s at an average of 83 square metres, but they're now smaller still at 67 square metres. The government adopted space standard guidelines in 2015. It recommends 37 square metres for a one-person, one-bedroom flat, and 50 square metres if it's a one-bedroom flat for two. But they're not mandatory, and house builders have warned compulsory standards could make the housing shortage worse. These days, small house living using clever space-saving designs are marketed as aspirational homes. And developers argue micro-studios or mini-apartments are a solution to the urban housing crisis. Property developer The Collective thinks their co-living space in West London is part of the answer. After opening last year, it filled up with young professionals and offers modest rooms with several much larger shared spaces, including a gym, library and cinema. The smallest rooms are 9.2 square metres, including a tiny bathroom and mini kitchen that's used by one other neighbour.
It's fully furnished, so it comes with everything. And then as we walk into the ensuite room itself, you've got a nice spacious room with a big window that lets lots of light in. You've got underbed storage.
Shoebox living is a way of life in many large Asian cities. Hong Kong is notorious for its cramped spaces, where subdivided flats and so-called cage or coffin homes are well documented. And as surging prices limit how much a buyer can afford, developers are shrinking spaces so they're within reach.
In the downside, I feel like, oh, come on, I'm back to this box once again. And I have to stay in this box for another 10 or 11 hours.
But Singapore has announced stricter guidelines on the maximum number of apartments in residential buildings to try to reverse the trend towards shoebox units. Efficient cities encourage density to reduce land use and travel commutes, but density can also lead to overcrowding. And smaller spaces have implications for well-being and quality of life. Authors of a 2014 Cambridge University report on living space warned cramped conditions can lead to illnesses like asthma and even depression. In urban areas, space is a commodity. Shoebox proportions can be an affordable answer to housing shortfalls, but at what cost to health and well-being? And are shrinking houses redefining the idea of home?